Good morning, everyone. Oh, welcome to my coffee and crafts here this Sunday morning. I am trying to find you on my iPad, make sure I'm in the right place. You know, with all these changes with Facebook, you cannot keep up. Okay, it looks like I found you. So good morning. Please let me know where you're joining me from. Do you have your cup of coffee? I have my coffee. Again, I can't tilt my cup, but today I have my world's greatest mom from Emerald Isle, North Carolina, which just so happens I'll be going to North Carolina in a couple of weeks for On Stage. Are any of you demonstrators that are going to go be going to On Stage? Good morning, Patty. How are you doing? Sorry, taking a drink of my coffee. So just, of course, a couple of announcements. Oh, well, I wasn't going to start with the sampler because this one registration ends on March 15th. My other one ends this coming week. So this is my March sampler, and I used the the Storybook Garden Patch bundle, stamp set and dies, and created this sampler. You know, I do this every month and you can swap them out. So my samplers are always $50. So I try to get the product and everything to be around $50. So you're going to get all the materials to make your, do I have 8 blocks here? 8 blocks with a half a pack of the designer series paper, a pack of the faux glass dots, and a fine tip glue pen, which, like I said, are on back order, but I do have some. And you need the fine tip glue pen because I added these water drops to make it look like it's coming out of the watering can. I don't know if you can see the drops, and then the little drops on the plant. And then I also added them over here to the pot to make the pots look like they are wet. So this is $50 plus shipping. It'll go straight to your house. I have a PDF tutorial that has the step-by-step instructions for each block and then how to assemble it all together at the end. So I will add the registration link here once we're done. Let me get that out of the way. My next one is the Delightful Wishes class. So we use the Delightful Wishes bundle. And you'll make 4 cards. There's this one with those little tiny bee trinkets. So this bundle, you build your flowers, which is pretty cool. That's one of the cards. Here's another card. And this one. And this one, where we decorate the inside as well. And you'll make this little box. So this class is $57. So you'll get all the elements to make the 5 projects, a package of those little bee trinkets, some Daffodil Delight ribbon, and a full pack of this Floral Delight Designer Series paper that you use on all the cards. These ones here are the vellum. I'll add those because those are not included in the Designer Series package. That's a separate pack. But that class, again, is $57, and this registration ends on March 8th. March 8th, yes, March 8th. And then if you want my tutorial with today's 3 projects, today we're doing 3 fun folds, and I'm using 2 stamp sets that come out March 4th. Not Happy Hibiscus. I'm using Happy Hibiscus as well on one of them. This is an online exclusive, but He's the Greatest, which has all the ones for men. So you have Dad, Father, Grandpa, Fathers, Dad, Guy, Papa. I wish this one was bigger. We're going to use this one, but I wish it was bigger because my grandkids call my husband Papa. And then there's She's the Greatest. Now look at all of them for She's the Greatest. But it has a lot of different sentiments, and we're going to be using some of these sentiments as well with the papa and the mom. So I love, they have dog mom. I have 3 daughters. They're all dog moms. I only have one daughter that has given me grandchildren. And then the boys, they're not committed yet. So, all right. So let's start on our first one. This one is just a fancy fold. And it stands like so. And this one I'm going to build. The other ones I have, I kind of already have my pieces pre-cut because I don't want this to last forever. So this paper that we're using, I loved it. It's Everyday Happiness. There is a stamp set to go with it, but I didn't get the stamp set because it's flowers. I'm not huge on flowers, but I think I already have enough flowers. So this is a designer series paper that comes, and this is in the scrapbook brochure. So if you were to go online to look for it, you'd probably have to go into the scrapbook section. But on my PDFs as well, I give you all the items that I use. Whoa, where is it? There it is. All the products that I use with the product numbers, so it's easier for you to go look them up. So this one, I did do some pieces here, but I pulled my pieces out. So we're going to start out with the piece of wild wheat. The color I don't use very often, but we're going to use it today. So this piece is going to be 5.5 by 11. So 5.5 by 11, and then we're gonna score it. I better get my coffee out of the way. We don't want to have a spilled mess. And we're gonna score it at 1 3/4. You guys like making fancy folds? Fancy folds, fun folds, whatever you want to call them. Sometimes I call them fancy folds, sometimes I call them fun folds. 3.5, so 1 3/4, 3.5, 5 1/4, and 7. And then since I have this piece left over, this is 3. We're going to need to cut it 3 by 6. And then we're going to score this piece at 3 because it's just going to be in half. And I'm calling this a bridge. I didn't know what to call it. So it's your piece that goes here in the middle. I call it a bridge. I didn't know what to call it. Square, I don't know. So anyhow, actually, all right, well, I'm all over the place. So we're going to fold this back. And just like an accordion, and then back. Your bigger section's going to be the inside of your card. Back and back. So and then this is our bridge that'll go inside, like so. Okay, so now we need all the designer series paper pieces after. The water droplets are adorable, aren't they? It's something I learned a long time ago to use that fine tip glue pin for. I actually use it more for water texture than I do using it as a fine tip glue. Okay, so this piece here is going to be 5 1/4 by 3 3 3/4. This is going to go inside. So I'm just going to cut all these pieces since I have the trimmer in 5 1/4. Again, this is the inside piece. Now, if you guys followed my blog yesterday, I did this same layout. The same layout so that as on my blog for our color challenge. Patty had a beautiful card yesterday too. Okay, so our designer series paper for the front panels are going to be I'm like all over the place. 1.5 by 5.25. So let's go. So I use this piece of the designer series paper, and I tried to get most of the wild wheat in it since we're going up against our wild wheat background. So these are 1.5. So they're going to be 1.5 by 5.25, and we need 4 of them. So I'm going to try to keep mine, hi Joan, 1.5. I'm going to try to keep them in order so that when we glue them, they stay in place, or the pattern lines up. So I'm going to move them aside, but keep them in order. And one more, so 1.5 by 5.25, and you need 4 of these. So there, we keep our pattern together. And then now we're gonna cut some for our bridge, which I'm calling the bridge, is 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. And I think I used the backside. No, I didn't. Where is the, oh no, I used 2 of these. 2 of these. I'm getting my cards confused. So those are for our bridge. Okay, so I think we have all our pieces for our card now. So no more die cutting. So again, I told you this is gonna, yesterday you guys probably seen, yesterday was a very busy day. I have a hard time not working on Saturdays. I want to try and not work on the weekends, but I do. But you probably seen I did a lot of die cutting. So I am going to on stage. It took me a while to get in. I was on the wait list. So on stage is our Stampin' Up! Convention. And I haven't missed any of them in the 10 years that I've been a demonstrator. So I didn't want to miss again, and I finally got in. And then with all these plane disasters like I talked about last week, I was skeptical of traveling, but I finally decided, okay, I guess I might as well bite the dust. I already have my flight, my rental car, everything. So I might as well just do it, right? And it's always so much fun. So I'm putting these in the order that I cut them, so our pattern will line up. So if you were using a different pattern paper, just keep your pieces together so you know how the pattern will go. Yeah, so now I'm getting excited, but I was die cutting. I'm making some team gifts, so I am part of Erica Serwin's team, and there's 21 of us that's going. So we always make pillow gifts, which we call them. So I was working on them, and then we do swaps. So you make a card, and then you swap it with somebody else, and you come home with different cards. So say, for example, I make 50 cards. I'll come home with 50 different cards. All right, so then see our pattern all lines up, and that's good to go. Now let's do our bridge pieces. I still have the sniffles going on. I'm sorry, I blew my nose before I went live so that I wouldn't be sniffling, and I'm still sniffling. I think it's allergies. Definitely allergies. We had such a beautiful day here yesterday. I think we were almost up to 70. And then now this morning, it's like gloomy. It's super windy. I see the sun is trying to come out. You know, my workspace here faces out to my backyard, and so I could see everything blowing around. And then I could hear the wind. The sun's trying to come out. Okay, so there's our pieces, but we're going to decorate our bridge. So I did die cut these pieces already because I'm going to have to do some coloring. And where is my memento is over here in my other work area because I was doing this stuff yesterday. I have 2 pads though. So this one I'm stamping these in mementos. So on the little square, so these are stylish shaped squares, and this is the second to the largest and this is third to the largest. And we're gonna stamp these flowers. So this one I did here on the bottom, and this one I did it kind of off the corner, so it's not all gonna fit on there. And then we're gonna color them in. I did my flowers with wild wheat, so this is dark. And so the dark, I just did the centers and then the little flowers. The center and then the little flowers. And then on the leaves, I used gray granite, and I used gray granite because that's the color that they use in the designer series paper. If you want, you can use any color green you want for your leaves, but I just went ahead and went with what was in the designer series paper. Okay, did I get all the flowers or am I leaving something out? So see here, the leaves are, that's gray granite. So I'm using light. Oh, I've missed one of the, I knew I'd miss a flower. I missed the inside of one. The gray granite doesn't look as pretty as it would if it was some sort of green, I think. Next week, I am gonna have St. Patrick's Day projects. I'm still trying to figure them out since we don't have a stamp set, or do we, Patty, that has St. Patrick's Day? I don't believe that we do. There might be one that has a sentiment, but yeah, I'm still trying to figure those out because of that. Patty would know. Patty's my St. Patty's Day girl. I just sent her some St. Patrick's Day goodies along with my late Valentine's goodies. And I do have prizes going out. I was looking at that one because it just didn't look right. Just like this one, I must have messed this up somehow when I stamped it right there. I don't know if it's I had glue on my fingers and maybe touched it with the glue first. But, so are you all coffee drinkers, tea drinkers? I know I say it every time, I have to have my coffee. First thing I do is I get up, I brush my teeth, and then I come down and start the coffee pot. I messed that up somehow, but there's our thing. So on this one, I'm gonna use Love You and then Grandma. And we're gonna do that in Pretty Peacock. And that's a nice thing about these stamps is you can build them. So I'm gonna do Grandma first because of where I placed my flowers. So again, the thing about these being separate, you can work with it. Move them around. And then I'll put my Love You right here. I hope that's straight because I can't stick my head in there. You made green treats with the dinos. I gotta do more with that one too. Okay, so we're gonna put these. That's a good idea though. We have stamp sets. I'm just like, the clover one that we have, I won't get rid of that one, but then it's kind of like I can't use it if you guys can't get it. You know what I mean? Again, when you spend $35 in my online store, I probably didn't need this many dimensionals. I will send you all the materials for today's 3 projects, and that includes the gems, the ribbon, everything, the instructions, everything that I'm using. Like, I will send you. So we're gonna, this one's gonna go on the inside, so that's why it's just the flowers. All these. Somehow I always manage to get ink on me. Somehow. And then this one is gonna go on the front. Love you, Grandma. So now we're gonna fold our card up, and this one's going to slide into the last. This is going to slide it. So it's up to you where you want it. You can go all the way to the edge. You can move it out. It's wherever you want it. I kind of did mine roundabouts here because we're going to add some ribbon. So let's keep that back in there. So let's center it. Does that look about center? Mine, I went all the way to the edge. So I'm going to do this a little different just to show you. You can move it around, so if you want to border. And then let's just put some glue here. You know how far to go down and start. You don't need a whole lot. I probably added more than I needed. But this DSP is so pretty, Joan. That's why I bought it. Like I said, oh no, I got ink on. Oh shoot, that might be glue. Ah, I'm over here talking and not paying attention. So here, now we're gonna do the inside. I think I have glue on my fingers. Well, here, let me use my old hand. It's funny how your hands are the first thing to age. So I just like, you could tell I grew up in California. All my age spots. We played out in the outside for hours every day. My parents had 6 kids, so they did not want 6 kids inside the house all day. So we're gonna wrap this around and just tie a knot. I had 3 brothers, 2 sisters. So my parents had 3 boys, 3 girls, and I'm the baby. And where's my other set of hands? And we're just gonna tie this in a knot. We're not gonna tie it in a bow. Go tight. So yeah, I grew up in California, northern. My friend Patty's from southern, but now I'm in New Mexico and she's in Oklahoma. How funny is that? Okay, so we're just gonna trim that off, put it where we want, kind of move it up a little. You know, where's my eraser thing? Oh, here it is. Behind my coffee. See if I can. Oh, good. It was just glue. These are the best ever. If you guys can find them. Sometimes Dollar Tree has them, but I have them included in my my kit for I'm trying to straighten that out. My adhesive kits, because that's a sticky remover. Let me get my take your pick. So if you purchase my adhesive kit, you're going to get my exclusive glue holder like this for your liquid glue. And you're going to get that, hold on, I added some inside. You're going to get the sticky remover. I don't know what you call it, sticky eraser. I just put two like that. And there is our card. That's our first one. Right like so. Love you, Grandma. I don't have any grandmas, but I'm a grandma and I know grandmas. So there you go. That's card number 1. Okay, I think I'm going to move all this big old giant pack of DSP out of the way because I don't need it. Because the rest are pre-cut, so we're not here for hours. So let's start on this one. Now this one is a fancy fold. And this one, Jackie Williams, she's a demonstrator from New Zealand, I believe, is where I got this design from. I'm not going to open it because I can't retie my pretty bows. That's my excuse. And I don't think I need those. So on this card, since it's a Mother's Day card, and I know this is like way early for Mother's Day, I'm making it for my daughter. And so that's the reason I brought the hibiscus in, is because she loves hibiscus. You would think that child was, I don't know, Hawaiian or something. She loves the beach. She always wears a flower in her hair. She just, to me, she should be Hawaiian. But anyhow, she loves the hibiscus. I always have hibiscus in my yard. So we are going to start with an 11 by 4 1/4 piece of Lost Lagoon. And we're going to score it at 2 3/4, 4 1/4. So if you had the flowers that matches this, if you had the stamp set that matched this DSP, you could put those flowers on it. 7 1/4. And I can't show you because I don't have a scrapbook brochure. It's all online. And I think that's it since I have everything cut. Now let me see if I can remember how this goes. This, and this. Yes, like that. So accordion again, I guess you would call it. But it's going to go this way. And originally I was going to make the card this direction, and I ended up going this way because, of course, I had to use those everyday arches again. So here's the beautiful gingham pattern I love. So these two pieces of cardstock are 4 by 4. And these are 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. You know me, I always do that little, the little border. Otherwise, you could do them 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. There. The wind is really kicking up. I don't know if you guys could hear it. I can hear it. Alright, I can't do much with these nails. I'm not used to having them, and I'm debating what to do. They're so grown out. I did them for vacation because, you know, the medications that I take for my cancer to not come back, I've lost a lot of hair. So these two we're going to glue onto these larger sections. So this one's going to go into this bottom one. I've lost a lot of hair and my nails do not grow. So there's going to be a little border on each side. You can make them as wide as you want or narrow as you want. So I'm trying to decide, do I keep going and having my nails done or just take them off and let them be brittle? They're very brittle. Okay, so now it's gonna go like this, and that's how your card's gonna look. So our other layers are, before I get into all this, is I use that same pattern. On mine, I think I had a little bit more of the wild wheat in it. So this is going to be, let me see, 2 1/4 by 4 for this bottom section. And then we're gonna glue, so this is where you could write whatever you want to write on it, a little note, and then we're gonna add another piece in the upper section. So these ones are 2 by 3 5/8. And we're just gonna layer that on. Try not to use this finger because I don't know if I'm gonna get the ink on it. And we're putting this one towards the top. Just again, leave a little border. It's gonna go like so. So now I already cut the arches out and the flowers, but I will show you how to do the flowers. So this, we're gonna do a lot of stamping. I'm gonna put this glue on here. And this one I had to grab a lot of stamps. So I'm doing this in Pretty Peacock and Wild Wheat because I want it to alternate the colors. And so where's Happy? Happy is gonna go in Wild Wheat. And I think I have a cricket on my block. Happy Mothers and Pretty Peacock. Okay, I'm gonna move this. Might move it out of the camera for a second. Mother's Day. I boo-booed. And then daughter. Happy Mother's Day, daughter. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. Now on the hibiscus, this is my big old stamp. So this stamp will stamp the 3 flowers, the outline of the 3 flowers. So I'm doing it in Pretty Peacock. And we're gonna have a piece of scrap paper here for it. We're gonna stamp these. And these are so pretty. You could just imagine the colors that you could do them in. And then now the Lost Lagoon, you have to do them each in each separately. That's not a 3-piece die. So mine's pretty juicy. I'm gonna stamp off first. Oops, and then stamp. This is the big one. And here's the medium size. Stamp off. Got to figure out the direction it's going to line them up. Nope, that's not right. Is it this way? This way. I guess I didn't put them on my blocks correctly. I was just adding them to the block. So I stamped off on all of them. But if this card was really personalized for my daughter, it would have been all purple. Purple's her favorite color. So that's how you do that. And so we have an embossing folder that goes with it. So it'll emboss these. I don't know if you could tell. This one's embossed. It's raised up. You can see in the back. And then this one is not. So this is embossed. This one is not. So it's up to you how you would like to do them. But there is the die. So you put the die, we're here, like so, onto your embossing folder, and it'll fit on there. But you got to put it facing, I believe it's on the Stampin' Up side that you put it. I'm confused now. And then you would put your cardstock in and then line it up and then run it through your embossing folder. Or maybe it's on this side. No, it's got to be the other side because of the size. So yeah, it goes on the Stampin' Up side, like so. So then you can cut them all out at once. If not, you just run a piece through. You're going to get embossing on all of it. But I just wanted to show you that I already did cut mine out. So let's go ahead. You know, an embellishment is going to go there. We're going to glue this on. Glue our arches together. I've been using these everyday arches. My glue kind of got dried out. Am I going to have to go grab another bottle? Uh-oh. I have another one here. Let's see how well this one. I think this one was on the empty side too. Ooh. Came out a lot. Okay, so we're going to layer that on. And now we're going to glue this on because our flowers are all going to be up in dimensionals. Should probably swap those out and just line it up at the bottom. And now I forgot which one I was using. I think I need a drink of coffee. So we're going to fold this all up. Fold it up like so. So when you open it, it's going to go, when they open it, it's going to be like this. And I want to tie my ribbon before I put my flowers. That way I know where to put my flowers. So let's tie a bow. This ribbon is so pretty. So it's the Pretty Peacock and Gold ribbon. I'm going to go the other way or sideways. I need things towards me, but I want to make sure that I'm straight in the back. You know, you could always add a glue dot to hold it in place if you'd like. And this one we're tying a bow. It's hard to do a bow when you're live. I don't know why my bows just don't seem to come out when I'm live. And got to keep working it to tighten it. Work it, work it, work it. Work that bow. Work that bow. These dots keep reminding me of the gems. I keep thinking I got the gems on there. All right, so we'll put that like so. This is gonna cut. It's so quiet. I wish I could hear your guys' voices. It would make it a little bit easier. So I'm not just like, so this one we're gonna put on with some dimensionals. We can kind of move that up a little bit right under daughter. I like to put my dimensionals on here so I could see where I need to position them, because with the word daughter, you might need this big old gap there so that you don't cover the whole daughter. And then we're going to add a little one down here for our little flower and tuck it under. And then our medium one, where's our medium? You know, I'm not even paying attention to what this is embossed, this one is not. So, where's my, oh, well, I don't know where my other embossed one is. And so this one, actually, that's what it is. I put the big one on the bottom. So I'm going to add the dimensionals to my cardstock. And then we'll add our big flower. I was thinking the medium one went here. And you could want to cover up those dimensionals just like so. And then that kind of holds it down too if you didn't have the ribbon. So let's add our embellishments. And on this one, these are actually petal pink, but they don't, I think they go okay with this wild wheat. What do you guys think? I did. Me and this take your pick have been having issues lately. And so since I messed up over here with my glue, watch, we're gonna, or my ink, we're gonna throw, we're gonna add a pretty peacock. Look, you can't even tell. So let's add a little one right above it. And that's how you cover up a boo-boo. All right, so then that's card number 2. The only difference is I added those because of our boo-boo. So another super fun fold. Now this one is almost exactly like what our first one was, except for I'm calling it a mini one because it's just a single card base, but then you have your mini here. And I'm always looking for masculine cards. So this is for the coolest papa, you're the best, love you. So another fun card. And with, I have a thing on my instructions. I have to write my instructions so that I don't get lost, even though I still get lost. I have to write my instructions bigger too because of my goal. You know, I need to make sure what I'm telling you guys. So I have all these pieces cut and ready. So this is my little bridge piece again. What would you guys call it other than a bridge? Okay, so this piece is 5.5 by 4 1/4. This piece is 5 1/4 by 4, and I use that gingham. Again, since this was a masculine card, I was trying not to do the flowers and such. I always have to turn it around. This gingham is just, I love anything gingham. And you know what? When I was a child, my grandma used to make our clothes and everything was gingham. And I think back then I didn't like it for that, just because. So this is what I'm calling the mini card base. So this is your card base, mini card base. This is 4.5 by 3, and it's going to go on here. But we're going to wait because we're going to glue. So this is our bridge again. So this bridge is 4.5 by 2.5, and it's scored at 2 1/4. These are pieces of DSP. It's the back side of the gingham. And these are 2 1/8 by 2 3/8. Because it's a little bit longer. It's not a complete square. It's not like a 2 by 2 square. So we'll glue these on. Gosh, it's funny. That wind is like howling out there. We get some pretty crazy wind out here. There are a lot of beautiful places here in New Mexico, like Joan said. But, you know, our population is very small, which I was really surprised. I guess coming from California. And so this is going to be your inside. But let's score this piece. I didn't do that. So this is our part of our fun fold. And just remember when you're scoring designer series paper that don't push too hard. This piece is 7 3/4 by 4 1/4. So we're going to score at 1 1/4, 1 1/4, 2 1/2. I like to use my Simply score, 3 3/4, because then I can really judge on how hard I'm scoring, and 5. So 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 3 1/4, and 5. And now let's see, since I didn't do them hard, to see those score lines. And it's gonna go again like an accordion. Whoa, this one I did really light. I might have to do that again. I can't see it. Do you guys see it? I did these ones super light because I didn't want to tear my paper. Let me see. I think I'm going to have to do that one again. I can't see it at all. So it was the 1 1/4. 1 1/4. There we go. And then I probably folded them wrong because I was trying to, which I think I did. It goes this opposite way. Like so. All right. So there is our fold. And now we're going to glue this to our mini card base. Like I said, it's almost just like, it's pretty much the same, just smaller. And kind of make sure it is straight around the border, which I think I could come down some here, but I don't think I'm going to be able to move it now. But it's okay. And then here's our piece for inside, which is 2 1/2 by 3 1/2. So you can write your little note in there. I'm going to need to grab another bottle of glue. All right, and so we're going to do our bridge now. We're going to decorate our bridge. So I already cut out the pieces. These 2 circles are the third to the smallest from the Stylish Shapes. And then this is the banner. So where are those stamps? So I like alternating the colors. So that's what I've been doing. So this one says For the Coolest, and I'm going to do it in Lost Lagoon at the top. And then Papa, our little tiny Papa. You know, I do surveys a lot for Stampin' Up. They select me to do surveys. And I have been requesting a Papa stamp for years. So we finally got one. But it's small. Like, what were they thinking? Okay, so then the inside, we're doing You're the Best. This is our outside. This is our inside. And so now I'm going the opposite way. Pretty Peacock, You're the Best. I hope I'm on there because I'm totally not. I did it on the wrong thing, but that's okay. I think I'm going to cover it. You're the Best goes on the banner. Leave it to Lisa. I was wondering, I go, this does not look like You're the Best and then Love You. I go, this does not look like it is going to fit at all. And of course I did it. I got to clean this one because we used it before. And that is going to be in Lost Lagoon and Love You. My grandkids love their Papa. Okay, so let's see if we're going to be able to cover that. Pretty sure we could just put it higher. Silly, silly, silly me. So what I did here is just cut a piece of ribbon. Let's see what direction. Go the opposite. You can put it however you want. I'm just going to use glue because I got glue in my hands or near me. You can use whatever adhesive. I can't believe I did that. I mean, I can. It doesn't surprise me. I'm dingy at times. I do some things that I question myself. So this one will go right there. This is going to go on top of that circle. And then the circle, we are going to glue. So, glad you're not, I was just going to ask, okay, who else does this besides me making these silly mistakes? I mean, how many times have you stamped a card upside down? I've done that a lot in my day. And then, oops, this one is going to go right here. So for the coolest Papa, you're the best. Love you. Okay, and so now this is just going to go on just like we did our other one. This goes in the back, this goes here, and again, it's where your placement, where you want it to go. I line it up on the white, with the white. And then, oops, that moved. Just add some glue. Right like so. I'll hold this for a minute. Yeah, believe me, I make a lot of mistakes. Exactly, we're human. That's how you can always tell. Like sometimes, well, they don't end up looking at a place. I was going to say sometimes when you see an embellishment, like, why did she put an embellishment there? Well, because she did a boo-boo. And then they end up looking okay. You know, you put an embellishment and they look okay. But that's usually why I'll throw a piece of ribbon or embellishment on it. Uh-oh, what did I do wrong here? I put it on the wrong one. Oh my gosh. See, we're talking about boo-boos and now I'm like, oh my goodness, Lisa. Okay, I got to put something on there so that doesn't, because these two are going to stick now. See, that's what I get for yakking. It goes on the last one. I didn't pay attention that I didn't have it in the last one. Now let's hope that other section, that's where my sticky theme comes in play. Actually, I probably shouldn't have. See, I'm going to have to, my eraser. So let's put, see, I'm over here making boo-boos left and right. And then Patty, you say don't do it on camera, and then look what I did. I did it on camera. Twice. 2 boo-boos. All right, so now all we got to do is add our gems again. These are foil gems. So, oh, no, wait, hold on. Now I'm all frazzled. This is going to glue onto this, like so. I got all frazzled now, like, what did I do? And look, now I'm out of glue. Oh boy, I need to sit down and just have my cup of coffee. Because honestly, I only had a few drinks. Okay, I got 2 bottles of glue here. And neither of them have glue. So I would prefer to glue this down. You know what, just hold on. I always have more glue. It's like, see the themes? Yes, I will add something to where I glued this. Good idea to add a piece of DSP. I will fix it and then I will post a picture to show you guys what I did. But let's add this to our card base. Ta-da! Hopefully nobody will ever know, whoever I give it to. My brothers, they're all papas. But see, I'm gonna have to do something. Now we can add our embellishments, our foiled dots. So I put one here, one here, one on this corner, and one, oops, on this corner. And I don't believe I put any on the inside. No, I did not. That thing keeps wanting to stick. Yeah, I totally made a boo-boo. But what I think what I'll do is probably do what you said. Now I don't even know if it's right. Yeah, I guess it is right. All right, there is our third card and project, just with a couple of boo-boos. I had to get these, I'm trying to get those ink pads out of the way. So here's our second one. So these pretty much, they're all the same colors. And again, this one is like this, but a full version. And mini version, just a different layout. So if you guys would like all the projects, all the all the materials and everything for these 3 projects, just spend $35 in my online store. Like here was last week's, I can't even show you because the, let me see, because the ribbon, see, so I add the ribbon, I add the pearls and everything inside the packages. So your package would come like this to you. This was a larger one because of the box that we made last week. And I will email you the instructions on how to make them. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Joan. I appreciate that. Yes, isn't that I think this one is simpler. I mean, less die cutting of the less cutting of the DSP, but mini version and a bigger version. All right, you guys, you have a great week. And if you have any questions about anything, just let me know. And I will post a picture of how I fixed that one. I didn't even pay attention that I didn't have it in the bottom. I just assumed I did. All right, everybody, have a great week and you take care. Thanks for joining me. Bye.